Patrick Gordon, Principal, Sunapee Central Elementary School.
Megan Reed, Assistant Principal, Sunapee Middle High School.
Sean Moynihan, Principal, Sunapee Middle High School.
Scott Richson, former school board member.
Elise Lazat, new school board member.
Andy Nichols, school board.
Andy Anderson, school board.
Russ Holden, superintendent.
Kelly Russell's business administrator.
We can all rise to the pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to look for the approval of the school board meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the school board meeting minutes.
Any concerns? Yes. Andy?
I'm all set.
All right. Let's see. Here we go. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You should ask in favor, against, or abstention.
Oh. Are we in favor, against, or abstention? We have a new member.
This new?
We have a new member.
So if you have a new member, if she didn't feel comfortable voting on something tonight, can abstain from voting.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm in favor.
There you go. You're all set.
You're a team player. Agenda review.
We're all set as presented.
We understand you have a presentation for us tonight.
Mr. Reed.
All right. So what I was told I was doing this, I was told I had 5, 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and now what it is. He's like, no, you got 2 to 3 minutes. So we're like, all right, speed this thing up. So we're going to try to roll through this. What I want to do is not take us through the fall budget presentation. Instead, talk about like how technology touches so many different areas of everything we do here. Really, when we look at this, we could take any one of these circles and we can put them on the outside and have everything else on the inside. And when we look at technology facilities, we work with the facilities department in installing technology, whether it's hanging Promethean boards, our HVAC system. We work very closely with cameras, doors, which are all IP based on our network. Lighting is also a part of that. Of course, we work in the classroom. And the classroom is the fundamental reason we're here. It's really, we should be on the outside, but I get to pick on this Venn diagram, so I'm putting myself on the outside. We have our Promethean boards, we have our document cameras, computer labs, Chromebooks, laptops, and the myriad of technology goes on from there. And of course, facilities and classroom, that's very tightly in there. Our nursing program, every visit to the nurse is tracked on a piece of software that we have to maintain. We have to integrate that with our directories. We have to make sure those programs can talk to one another, and then the privacy of those students and everything around them is also maintained. We have our food services. When we think of our food services, they publish a menu that is available online. They do a point of sale system for all transactions in the cafeteria. As well, parents can load up through My School Bucks money for their kids to then buy food, milk, cookies, ice cream, etc. You can also see what your child is buying. So you see that, wow, my kid is out of money because they bought 17 cookies. No, we don't allow to buy 17 cookies, but they buy a cookie every day or something. So really, you can get some visibility back in. It's not sending a bag of quarters with your 6th grader and hoping it makes it to the cafeteria. Instead, that is being delivered via our electronic technology. With special education, we do a lot with special education. And each of these areas we'll learn more about. Athletics, we have scheduling that we work with them on. We have, with our transportation, the communication, our bus routes, all of these things all tie back in. We touch them with different pieces of technology. with this, I want you guys to think about this model called the SAMR model. And whether it's technology in the classroom or technology in operations and HVAC, this is relevant. The guy on the left is saying, I wonder what's in the ocean, right? I wonder what's in the ocean. So he's saying it. So substitution technology acts as a direct substitution for something that already exists. It's not a big functional change. So he's getting in the boat and he's exploring the ocean. It's not a lot different from standing and looking. And then augmentation allows you to, it's more than a direct substitute, there's a fundamental improvement. So this has a mask and a snorkel, and they're exploring the ocean more. It's more than you can do from standing on the sideline. There'll be a modification where you're really doing something different. It's a scuba diver. They're getting under the water and exploring, and then the R is redefinition, where you're fundamentally doing something that's inconceivable before. So in a submarine, if we think of a basic classroom, when you guys were young, you took notes on paper, and we substitute with a computer, and you're writing it down. And if you skip down,
I still do.
you still do that. Absolutely. But you're aware that you can also, to redefine that with a Google Doc, that you're collaborating, you're not necessarily all together, you're working on a Google Doc all together. It absolutely was inconceivable before, and it redefined what that looked like. And we can apply that to a lot of different things in technology. So that's not just in technology in the classroom. Some of the things we do at the elementary school, we have circuits. So on the right, we have snap circuits. The center, we have we're filled with little bits, and we're connecting, and a power supply, a switch, and a fan. We have iPads, personal technologies. Our keyboarding, we start in kindergarten. That's aligned. The program's called Keyboarding Without Tears. It's aligned with handwriting without tears. So they're learning different letters. You guys, they're doing. Computers have the letters on them, but the letters don't always match what the kids are learning. Like a Q on a keyboard might not match the way a Q that a kindergartner is learning. So we learn that with Keyboarding Without Tears starting at kindergarten. That goes all the way through into 6th grade. We start coding at the elementary school, and we're using these B-bots and Dot and Dash. Dot and Dash are the blue robots there. And code.org is a popular popular website for this. We start digital citizenship at the elementary school, and we take that all the way through into a health class at the middle high school. We started a 3D print club. 2 years ago, we got a grant from a local foundation that gave us these 2 printers up there. These are called MakerBot printers. These are some 3D objects. We'll leave them there, you can pass them. The green ones were actually designed by students. The yellow ones are something called Thingiverse, where the students found something that they wanted to 3D print. And they 3D printed those. You can see some problems with the green ones, which is great because we had to figure out what was wrong on those. So that's an after-school club in grades 4 and 5. We continue 3D printing. The middle high school is a 3D printer out on the commons that's churning away. Chromebooks, these kids, they may look like they're robots on here. What's really going on is the teacher can see every single one of their screens and give personalized instructions. So they're all writing, and the teacher who's off camera here is looking at every single one of their screens and can pop in and have one-on-one lessons with those students as they're working. They can kind of develop this more, and it's very personalized instructions that's going on here. You see here, this is in the kindergarten class. Kelsey's left hand is what you're looking at. So this is a live view using a document camera. You notice it's bright too. We replace all of our old smart boards with Promethean boards. They're high definition. You don't have to dim the lights to see what's going on. So she's doing a handwriting lesson, and she's pointing. It's a live view with her left hand of what the kindergartners will then be going to their desks, and they'll be writing on paper here. There's a document cameras. Here we have, in a 6th grade class, we have the teacher. Again, the lights are on. We've got a slide that she has up. Thinking back to our SAMR model, these are notes that she could have written on a chalkboard 30 years ago, but now it's a slide that she has up. She can write over this slide. She can reuse this slide. She can link content to it. It's redefining what could have been done 30 years ago. Part of that grant we got this vinyl cutter and printer. That's the machine on the left. We make stickers. Mr. Romaine likes to make a lot of stickers, but we also make stickers with kids. These are for you guys to keep. There's 2 more if anybody wants them here. So there's your Sunapee Spirit stickers. We use those, all employees, when they start, they go through our orientation, they get a water bottle, a personalized Sunapee S. Welcome to the team, we're really glad you're here. All employees have fobs for accessing the doors, the photocopiers, etc. We give them these zips, and what we're able to do is buy really, really cheap ones that from Amazon, put on your belt, that weren't personalized, and we made our own stickers. So to buy personalized ones, they're about $3 each. We were able to buy it for like 79 cents each. We make our own stickers on this machine, and so all employees get those with their badges. We also, last year, we had a track meet, and we needed to have special shirts. We took the Aerosmith logo, Sunapee Middle High School, the Aerosmith Get Your Wings, and then one day we had personalized shirts for all 4 coaches in a coaches relay.
And you want to get copyright suit?
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh. So you saw it right there. CNC machine. Laser cutter. On the right, where it says, you can see where laser cutter, Mr. Connell, and then outside of the middle high school, every classroom, it has the teacher's name hung up there. So this is done in our STEAM class. I was negligent to mention that what I'm also trying to do is give you guys ideas for future presentations. Any one of these containers, food services, STEAM, athletics, would all be great presentations for you guys to have come in now. All right, I know I have 1 more minute left. All right, probably the sexiest room in the middle high school is our digital media lab. This is something that was really just getting traction before COVID, and it's been building back. What are great panels, great projects, where we have, see the Mac facing you is where the controls are. Ryan on the other side is in front of the green screen. You can see the teleprompter. So as the students are acting in front of the green screen, they can read a script. Again, we could do plays a long time ago, but we couldn't take a play like this in a Spanish class and set them in Madrid in a scene where they are, where they're going to end up on these. We have a podcast studio. This year we had a student for her senior project. She did a 3-part series of New Hampshire serial murders. This is available on Spotify. You go on, find this, and listen to it on Spotify. We use technology with old technology. I just have to show this because it's so darn neat. This is really
Let the school network explain in about 90 seconds. If you're told to log on to the network here at school, that doesn't mean log on to Google Drive. The school's network has nothing to do with Google Drive. But the network is kind of like Google Drive for Sunapee Middle High School. What I mean by that is, the school's internal network contains folders where teachers and students can.
In facilities, we have our clocks are connected to our Wi-Fi, so they adjust. We have time clocks for punching in. To the right of the TV is a time clock for people to punch in and out. Our doors, our cameras, our HVAC system, alarms, digital signage, that sign on the TV. We have multiple TVs in the district to communicate what's going on. And Lisa, at the front desk of the middle high school, controls all that. She can, at 2:45, that sign changes to "Have a nice weekend" as the students are walking out. Somebody's coming in, welcome Jeff Johnson to Sunapee Middle High School. And we can personalize that. And I'll stop there. Facilities, you guys have seen this. A comment from that I like to read is, I just thought it might be worth mentioning our remote access capabilities. It's been a huge game changer for facilities, often changing us in extra trips in schools and/or overtime costs. When they need even further remote support here, we're getting it in Germany. We have to get secure access to the Germans to come and help us on this. Thinking back to our SAMR model, Matt can go around and adjust the thermostats in every classroom, or he can look on here and see the temperature in every classroom and adjust it for that room. Assistive technology. Think of AAC, augmented alternative communication. If you're nonverbal, if you cannot communicate, We have on an iPad apps, press the picture and it speaks. Well, we have sign language, but I don't know sign language. They're using, well, it could be pictures, but the high tech, the Tobii Dynavox, the apps allow a student, a non-verbal student, to have words to communicate. Again, it revolutionizes how it's done. Transportation, we have cameras on buses. We communicate. We put through our different systems. We have bus routes published on our website, so people know when to expect the buses, where they're going to be. I mentioned food services. We have our point of sale at my school bucks. When kids are lining up for the cafeteria to eat, there's a TV that shows them what their choices are. This is sped up the lines. They're not waiting there going, oh, do I want tacos? Well, how do tacos look? You know, you got sugar or clams or not? What is it going to be? I'm going to go with, I have it there, so I already have my choice. I know what my choice is. I'm not going to play that video. Yeah, because I'm talking, man. We got a little video editor to do. Technology touches all these areas. So there you go, in 90 seconds or less, how technology is being utilized throughout Sunapee School District. Do you have any questions?
That was good.
So I have a comment, John, and thank you for doing that. One of the circles that wasn't there was the SAU. And the SAU encompasses HR, the superintendent, business administrator, payroll, accounts payable, right? There are lots of functions that happen at the SAU. But one of the big pieces that we cannot neglect here is security. So we are most vulnerable as a school district through technology. That's our weakest point in our district is there. It's not the physical threat as much as that's still there. It's our technology. And John's done a great job with Adam, making sure that what we have is safe from people who want to get to it. We had gone through an experience 6 years ago. We've had some good training on it. We have double authentication now. John's really put some key things in place, industry best practice to keep what we have safe, good guys in, bad guys out, and also trying to protect our kids from getting to the bad guys who might be out. Industry standard would say an IT person is about 30 to 1. John is probably about 1,200 to 2, maybe more. Think about everything you just talked about, every access point, every computer, every piece of technology, all is what's called sort of on that end user. And again, the industry standard's about 30 to 1, and we quadrupled that and then some. So just again, speaking to the work that he does, it's not about John sitting at a computer all day just doing this. There's a lot of hard work. He's also very present, very visible, very responsive, which has really been a nice thing for our technology department to have. And people really trust in what he's doing and trust in what he's done.
Could I just add, Mr. Holman?
Please.
So I think also, when you think of the wide array there, I think what's a great thing that Mr. Reed does is there's a technology committee. So he's gathering input from people in all different realms. And those folks voluntarily meet at 7 in the morning once a month and come in and have different things that they're looking at. So John's asking, like, on the end user side, what is this like and what would this like to roll this out and is really conscientious about gathering input. And that technology committee is really active. So I think that's a piece of it too. Like all of those circles that are being touched have input back in. So.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
Public forum in accordance with policy BEDH. Does anybody from the public have anything they'd like to say? Seeing none. School updates, SCES.
Well, in the last month, we had our last Winter Activities Day, and so we are done with that for the year. We will review the program to see how we want it to look for the future. We hosted our spelling bee this last month. Jess White led the front on that one. Thomas Correa was our school champion. What that means is he won the 4th, 5th grade spelling bee. And then we had Zuri Gatchel, Xinglao Wu, and Andrew Mixon won their respective grade levels below that. This week, the state had given us a gift in March, which is we got to do the SAS, the state testing writing, earlier than we typically do. And it went really well, partially because our technology is in place and we have no issues there, which is very different than what I heard this week at dinner with some principals. So thank you, John. Friday is SPTO bingo night, and that's all I have. February is a pretty slow month at school.
That's
All right, I'm gonna have Mrs. Reed speak really, have her speak to our Guidance Career Day, which we did the day before February vacation, and I'll go through some of the other events.
All right. So our guidance team, Darlene Dodge, Miles Cooney, and Jackie Watkins, plan every year the Friday before February vacation, a college and career readiness fair. And some of you have volunteered and come in for it. And we do it a little different every year, right? Because your audience is similar students and different themes. So some years it's soft skills, and some years workshop models, and we've tried different things. So this year the model was, we had a keynote speaker. We had Jeff Johnson, who was literally the very first employee hired by Nike. I think that's an experience that the kids don't even know yet how big a deal that was that he was here in the old Sunapee, New Hampshire to speak to them. But he kicked things off with a speech that was really well received by the students and seemed to resonate, and a lot of great messages coming from someone with amazing life experiences that weren't necessarily predictable in his early childhood. So that was a great way to kick it off. And then students had been surveyed about their interests in career fields. And then based on their interest, the guidance department found people in all different fields to come in and talk with the students. So we had about 30 different professionals in the building. We also had a panel discussion of options after high school to include trades, community college, the military, and the four-year college experience. So juniors and seniors got to attend that and listen to all different fields and options. So students all went to 3 different sessions tailored to the interests that they had expressed. And then we had a school-wide lunch, which is a fun tradition, and kids eat with advisories and kind of home-style meal, and then they help break down the gym, and they're picking up tables and stacking chairs and heading out with the rest of the day. So oftentimes we do a winter carnival. This year, like a lot of winter sports, it wasn't in the works. But it was a really great day for the kids, and just a great job by our guidance department. That's a lot of work to pull together, and so thankful for the community folks who came in and volunteered and gave their day to be with our kids. It's good.
We also had Harvard Model Congress right at that time. Actually, they had to miss that day because they were
Right.
off at Harvard Model Congress, but always a highlight of the year for those students. Jenna Karen, a senior, came in second place in a statewide oratorical competition. So that was a nice feather in her cap. Aladdin Jr. this weekend, so spring play is on. We will have, I've talked to a couple kids, they said it's good, so I'll find out myself on Friday night. Like the elementary school, we had our SAS testing yesterday for the middle school, so we're in testing mode for a while between SATs and AP exams and state testing and NEWA later on. There'll be a lot of assessing, so we hopefully will have a lot of good information from there. We had Mr. Coverdale's retirement party on Saturday, so really good turnout from the community, from the teachers as well, so that was a very nice event. And the science department is working very hard on having Eclipse Day activities in April, so we'll probably update you on how that day goes. But we're going to have a whole theme day around the eclipse, which will be coming up in early April. So that's what's going on at the middle high school.
Superintendent update?
Thank you. I won't repeat a lot of things that were said, but guidance, again, great job, high school guidance department. They pull it off every year. It gets better and better and different and more different. The keynote, as Megan said, was phenomenal. I walked in about 2 minutes into it, and I just paused and I was like, "Ooh, I'm not sure this is." And I was like, "Oh my God, this guy's hitting it out of the park." He was just very unassuming, sat on a stool and read, and his story was captivating, and he just hit every right thing about being, as Megan said, the first employee of Nike and coming up with their slogan and just it was an incredible story, and just watching a room full of 200 kids who can be a little fickle at times. It's not TikTok, it's not YouTube, and they were just riveted and they were just glued to him. So someone who can capture an audience like that obviously has some great content and a good story to tell. So again, kudos to the guidance department. Still working with legislation in our state. The town of Sunapee and 18 other towns right now really should be keeping their eye on HB 1686. Kelly and I had an opportunity to meet with Shannon Martinez, our town administrator. This is the bill that is looking at taking excess SWEP. And so it goes back to those donor town, receiver town days. Quick, SWEP is a statewide property tax. It's raised locally. If you don't raise enough locally based upon your net assessed property value, the state helps offset that by collecting tax across the state. Sunapee is a property-rich community, and we raise more than enough money to offset our SWEP, which is, based upon your average daily membership, number of students you have, differential categories, the money that you get from the state. Sunapee raises about $2.5 million. It only needs $1.2 million to cover SWEP, but that additional SWEP that's raised here stays in this town and offsets our local school budget by $1.5 million. SWEP is collected from taxes, and it's collected at a rate of $1.22 per thousand. Our local tax is $5 plus on education tax. So what the state is trying to do is take communities that have excess SWEP, so our additional $1.5 million, take that, give it to the Department of Revenue, and it'll be redistributed throughout the state, which means we have to make up that $1.5 million at our educational tax rate at $5 per thousand. So that's quite a hit to this community. I've talked with our state reps, and I understand where we sit on this. I actually invited them to a community forum. I heard from folks in the community as well. Whether they come out with this exact bill, there are two other bills like it, but there's definitely something that's going to come out looking at this SWEP tax based upon the Rand court decision that found it unconstitutional. The good news is if something does happen, it looks to be kicked out a couple of years, so it won't be immediate. It might be in 2005, 2006, 2007. So at least we might be able to prep a little bit for it. But the bill, how it's written, has it going into effect for this current year. My understanding is that bill's not going to get to the full House. It's been put into a separate committee right now, and it's actually on the table, so we'll see where that goes. But continuing to watch that bill because it certainly has an impact here in Sunapee. A couple other good things are going on, as Sean said. Testing, believe it or not, we're actually in the hiring process. You're going to be seeing our ads, looking for some folks in special education. Putting our list of summer projects together. Really excited about the vote. I know we're going to talk more about the vote. But we also received a $100,000 from the state for the third round of Safe School Grant. And the grant was specifically written to look at access control at the elementary school. We know that entrance way down there isn't great. We feel good about what we've done with the parking lot and playground and making that a lot safer in that regard. We now are going to look at creating a lockbox in the vestibule, not in the big vestibule, in the outside vestibule, enclosing that and making it a double buzz system. So we're going to be working as a CIP committee next week, taking a look at that, taking a look at the new biomass proposal and how we get that moving quickly because that work has to be done. So some good summer projects coming up that we need to take a look at. And then finally, we did receive bids back. We worked with the town regarding mowing and landscaping. The town had 2 people that came out and bid on it. I'm waiting to hear on which one they're going with. There was a pretty big discrepancy in price. But we are part of that mowing package, which is going to free up at least one person, if not more, 2 days a week to be able to focus more on the inside than literally cutting our fields, weed whacking, pulling roots, doing, spreading mulch, those type of things. So some good things happening, but we are certainly looking forward to where we need to go and where we're going. That's it.
Member recognition.
So we're fortunate, well, it's actually sad, but fortunate for him. We welcome Alyssa coming in, and so welcome. Well, it's nice to have you here as a new board member. She was sworn in earlier tonight. But with her coming in means we're losing Scott. And so Scott has served 2 terms with us. He has been a staple on the policy committee, really helped us and continues to help us dive in and ensure that our policies are up to date and accurate, and has really been, I think, one of the few people who truly understand school budgets almost better than we understand. We can talk about revenue, we can talk about excess SWEP, we can talk about expenditures. He just understands that world really well. And with that understanding, sometimes in education we have our own little language, and a lot of people don't understand our language. Well, Scott's really helped Kelly and I understand his language to be able to communicate our language to the people that are sitting in front of us at the deliberative session in our budget hearing. So, Scott, it's been my pleasure working with you. I really appreciate the guidance and the experiences that we've been able to share. I will miss our ability to work together. Know that the SAU is always there, and I hope you stop in. Typically, Scott would stop in at 7:30 in the morning, and so we'd have a couple minutes to catch up. But you've been a welcome addition here. You'll be sorely missed, and we have a couple things we just want to give you to recognize you for your time here. And I don't know if other board members had comments.
No, just want to thank you for 6 great years.
You will be missed.
You can certainly open it. Yes, you should. Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's okay. He's worried.
Yeah, he's like, is he gonna explode?
We promise it won't bite.
You want me to do this now?
You can open that's the big one. Do the big one now, because I think it'd be nice for people to see.
The big one?
Yeah.
Okay. You did a good job with this. Did you do this?
No. No, I did not. We need to play some opening music for you, Scott.
I'll get it one of these days.
Just rip it open. You can do it.
Well, these kind of ribbons are hard to rip. Try to pull it up.
So the good news as Scott's opening his gift is he did mention that he would be interested in serving on the school ABC next year.
Excellent.
So we are going to take him up on that and have him join us on the school budget advisory committee for next year. So we'll keep Scott around in the budget process.
Yeah, I look forward
Andy,
to
you
that.
must have a pocket knife. Andy, your Leatherman.
We'll try.
It's fun to watch him struggle.
I didn't think I needed a school one.
I know, it's like,
Here goes John.
There you go. You get in there.
Hey, you know, I can just rip these buttons. How about that? A fan ice. I should have done that to begin with. With gratitude for your dedicated service on the Summit Peace School Board. Very nice.
Thank you, Scott. We appreciate everything you did for us.
May I have a few words, Mr. Chair?
You sure can.
I certainly wasn't expecting that. Thank you very much. I haven't had a lot of time to reflect on the last 6 years yet. You know, it's a busy time of year for me, but I think the thing that, you know, when I look back on all of this, that I'll really think about the most is just the people. I think as a school board, we get a peek behind the curtains, and we, especially through the budget process, digging into operations, we really see what a dedicated group of employees we have. You know, from the principals to the teachers, food service, bus drivers, IT, facilities and maintenance people. In a small district like this, everyone has to kind of step up. So many of you guys wear
multiple hats, you make an extra effort. I'll pick on you, Mr. Reed. I recall a few months ago, I think it was November, I reached out to John about something, I don't know what it was, and that week our IT director was serving lunch in the elementary school because our food service staff was short. And that kind of stuff happens every day. And again, in a small district, because of that effort, because of that dedication, our students get opportunities inside and outside the classroom I don't think they would otherwise get. And so, as a board member, it's just really been a special thing to be associated with such a wonderful group of people, you know, and a wonderful team. I have to thank Kelly one more time. I think you gave me a little bit too much credit, Russ, on, you know, guys, the municipal governmental nonprofit accounting after 6 years, I still don't know if I've completely got it. And, you know, we're really blessed to have Kelly who doesn't say much, but boy, come October, November, December, you set it up for the board, you know, as far as getting the budget stuff together. So thank you for that. It's been a pleasure, Mr. Holden. When I think back to the last 6 years, it's been great working with you for sure. I think the thing that really stands out and is memorable in my mind, and I say this because in your role, you know, not a lot of parents and families, you know, if they were to see you in person, they might not even know who you are. But, you know, you're basically the CEO of the organization, the leader, and I think that during the COVID times, you did us all a great justice by keeping a very level head. You kept a steady hand on the wheel, and that's a cue that, you know, we all took. Certainly all of our leaders and our teachers and our staff made that thing happen, but not getting caught up in a lot of the extra noise that was going on around COVID politically. We saw what that did to a lot of other school districts, but you know, your calm, steady leadership during those times, I think, is something I'll, you know, always remember as having benefited the district for sure. You are going to be working with a wonderful group of people. Carrie and Amanda aren't here. I guess I got in the year after Ed and Jesse and the year before Andy and Carrie, and so what a special group. I hope I'm not going to sound like I'm patting ourselves on the back too much, but I really think for some of the stuff we had to deal with, the right group came together at the right time, and I feel so privileged and honored to have been a part of that with you guys. Thank you for your camaraderie and your friendship, and you know, our time together is something I always just really, you know, remember very fondly. It's a special group, and we'll have a good time for sure. All of the hard stuff is done now, so. I better not say that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
Appreciate it. Action items. Looking for approval, proposed extracurricular positions.
I'll make a motion to approve the proposed extracurricular positions.
I second.
Any concerns?
Not a lot of difference from last year?
I don't have the copy of them right now. Do we have our spring co-curriculars on there, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, no, not a lot of differences at all. The only thing I think that's not there, we don't have, because we don't have enough kids to put together middle school baseball, correct?
So that was the comment I was going to make. We're still at a maybe, I think, but there's a chance. It was interesting that this question came up, you know, in the fall. You know, how's our participation? Our participation rates are still pretty good. But we did see this year our middle school baseball numbers are low. The good news is everybody will have an opportunity to play. So where we're between right now is, do we have a middle school baseball team, or we have the ability as a small school to petition our 7th and 8th graders up to JV baseball, in which case the 6th graders are still eligible for rec baseball. And so Mr. Frederick and I talked today. We're kind of that number that is like, you know, if it's 15, it's easy. If it's 6, it's easy, right?
Right.
6, you don't have the numbers. 15, you do have the numbers. It's at like that 10 number, which means you really can't have anybody get injured. You can't have anybody get sick. So he's going to send something out to parents, either late this week or early next week, because middle school usually doesn't start until the 1st of April anyway. But
Yeah.
again, there's a chance we will not have middle school baseball this year, but if we don't, everybody will have an opportunity. We will already have the 7th and 8th graders eligible to play JV baseball, regardless, and 6th graders would still have the rec opportunity. It's not ideal, we don't love it. The middle school track numbers are pretty low as well. The middle school softball numbers are solid. The high school track numbers are really good this year. So everything's looking okay, but the middle school baseball is a little low. So that's just where we are.
Gotcha.
No questions? All those in favor, against, or abstain?
In favor.
In favor.
Looking for the accepted proposed teacher resignation.
I'll make a motion to accept the proposed teacher resignation.
I second.
Anything you want to go over with that, Russ?
No, just thanks Joanne. Joanne had retired the year previous, came back to us, has done a great job for us. She's looking to be retired again. Good for her.
Absolutely. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Against, no abstain. Information items, field trips.
So there are a few field trips that are here by our policy, and sorry I forgot it off the top of my head, but our policy states that any reoccurring field trips that are out of state or overnight, I can approve and just make you aware. So these are pretty standard field trips. Nature's Classroom happens with our middle school, our ski meet, Nordic, and our Cape Cod baseball, that should be baseball and softball, coming up in 2 weeks. So just letting you know that these trips are in place again this year, that I have to approve them, and they will be going away. Sean?
And the Nordic meet is not, because of the lack of snow, they moved the event to Hanover, and we did not feel that was necessary to do over an overnight to Hanover, so we did that as a day trip. It was originally supposed to be in the North Country, but
Yeah.
so we're not even doing the state Nordic meet trip overnight.
Overview of the Sunapee Croydon non-meeting.
If you want to wait till you get your other board members back to have
I
that
think that'd be a good
conversation,
idea.
probably be a little more.
So we'll pass on that.
Yep.
2024-2025 Federal General Insurance, NHED.
So in your packet, it's a pretty lengthy packet of information from the Department of Education. As folks know, we receive federal money every year. We received IDEA money, which is for special education. Title I, as we were just talking about Joanne, to help students that are struggling with reading, and also students that are homeless and have other issues that we can assist with. And Title II, which is for, we use it a lot for teacher professional development. And Title IV, which is technology, which a lot we transfer into professional development. So we get title grants. With those title grants comes a lot of responsibility and what you can and cannot do. We sign our life away saying we won't do those things. We have great policies in place. You can see, you don't have them, but our policies are all in place, are all approved by you. So we hit all our compliance and our process and our inventory and our travel policy. We have sexual abuse, discrimination, Gun-Free Schools Act, cash management. And we have to sign them, so I have to make you aware of them. The chair and I have to sign them. So this is my acknowledging that we have insurances in place, that we've read those insurances, we're going to sign off on those insurances, and those insurances allow us to participate in the federal grant program. If there are questions you have regarding the lengthy document, I will do my best to respond to them, but you can see it's a lot of legal federal jargon.
A lot.
I have checked my box by made you aware.
All right, and the voting results.
So again, Little confusion early last night, but as I said, Ed, I was a little disappointed when I went to bed, but felt much better this morning when I woke up. Just really happy again, welcoming a new school board member, looking at the amount of votes that our budget passed by. I'm so happy to see the biomass and then our capital reserves being funded. And so I think it's a great day at the polls for the school district. Some good stuff there for us to continue to build on and continue to move our strategic plan forward and really look at our strategic plan. This ballot here, I think, really addresses what we've looked at through the strategic plan and helps us move it forward. So
Absolutely.
really good to see that.
Yeah.
I definitely would like to thank the both of you, Kelly and Russ, for the work that was done. And then obviously everybody on the board during the budget committee, and I think that shows by the votes here, looking at past votes to current votes. I think it's an overwhelming amount of positive from the community supporting our school, and it was just great to see that go through on the budget. And I think a lot of that goes to the work of everybody else getting everything prepared for us to sit down. And then also a lot of comments I've seen from people communicating on how tight that we held the budget, especially with the amount of stuff that has to go up, and how tight the budget was kept. And I think that's one of the things that also helps. So thank you. Good job.
And we were only one page long.
Yes. One thing just happened.
That was an exercise.
Well, I think that you guys do a great job of really, I mean, there's an intent to keep the budget under control each year in and year out.
Yep.
2% increase plus or minus a little, and I think that really prevents it from snowballing like it does in some districts where you get a couple of really big increases and boom. So hopefully you guys will be able to keep doing that. That's very purposeful and well done.
Looking for a motion to approve the AP manifest and payroll manifest as written.
I'll make a motion to approve the AP manifest and payroll manifest as written.
I second that motion.
All those in favor, against, or abstain?
In favor.
In favor.
Agenda items for the next school board.
We're gonna wow your socks off next school board meeting. You are gonna have nomination of teachers, nomination of certified administrators. You'll have student handbooks, program of studies, athletic handbooks, Department of Labor manual, reorganization of the school board to start the meeting. There's probably a couple more things that I'm forgetting. We'll have the conversation with Croydon School Board, and there were probably 4 or 5 other things that you're gonna have to approve. It's not necessarily a lengthy meeting, but there's gonna be a lot of stuff in the packet that you're gonna get pre-meeting that's gonna just require some perusing.
Next would be a request to go into non-public, which I originally wanted to do, but I think with a few board members missing, we're gonna pass that till the next meeting. So a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second.
All those in favor?
Approved.